speaking of roundabouts.
Go ahead.
No, roundabouts. Okay. You know how in like Europe and whatnot, roundabouts are everywhere.
Oh yeah, roundabouts.
But like here, we just have stop signs and stoplights. But I feel like there's becoming more of an integration of roundabouts in America. Are we pro roundabout or are we
Pro roundabout.
No,
Yeah?
absolutely
Explain
not.
yourself.
No.
It costs a lot of money to make.
Get
Do
those
they?
out of here.
Yeah.
How do you know
Get them
that?
roundabouts out of here.
How much does it cost?
You're not pro roundabout.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I am. Yes, I am.
Go ahead, explain that.
Hold on. We'll just.
He gets one roundabout
I'll be
on Sullivan.
exactly. Exactly, bro. Oh my God, the amount of backup traffic that used to have. Oh my Lord.
Put that roundabout
Nah,
on
put
like Eola and see what happens.
But you can't put it on a busy street like
Let me
that.
tell you something. You go to another country, they are on busy streets.
But I thought you were against roundabouts.
I am against roundabouts. I don't want them. He wants
Why do you want stop signs?
Okay, a roundabout costs about $150,000.
What? You just Googled that?
Yeah, so that's called the internet. So if you have a roundabout that's $150,000, you're telling me that stoplights cost less than that over time with the electrical costs? That's taxes.
We're getting a
Let me tell you
little
something.
away from it here. Let's.
Fight.
I don't want to get into more accidents because the roundabout's there.
Wait.
Oh, so you're a bad driver.
Wait. You do know roundabouts have like actually made it safer, right?
Oh, okay.
Hey guys.
Go ahead, buddy. You go to another country that has those roundabouts.
No. We're talking about America.
We're trying to stack roundabouts instead of stoplights, Colin.
What about? Wait, there was never a stoplight at Sullivan though. That was a stop
You know,
sign.
let's. I want to touch on this: the psychology of stoplights or stop signs versus roundabouts. At least with roundabouts, accidents aside, all right.
Well, you're not blowing them. Like you.
I mean,
No, listen. So there's just like fluidity. It's constant motion. You come to a slow, not a stop. You kind of time. This might be good for things like. Never mind. I'm not going to go to where I was going. What is he looking up now? You never really stop. So maybe that you get like less angry. Like I see a red light and I'm like, mother bleeper, I have to stop.
Or
Hey guys, I'm wearing a headset by the way.
or how about like Buck Rogers? How about everybody comes to the stop sign at the same time?
Okay, time out. Here we go. Here's a stat.
Okay, go
Why
ahead.
consider roundabouts? Roundabouts reduce 32 conflict points from traditional intersections with traffic signs or stop signs to only 8 conflict points, lowering chances of vehicle-to-vehicle crashes. Roundabouts are proven to be safer.
It's all right.
Countries are they in? I'm just asking. How many ones are in America? How many of those are on big streets in America? Large streets in America?
What would you put on a large street in America though?
He's saying replacing stoplights for roundabouts. So I'm
Yeah,
saying,
but it just said it's proven to be safer.
where? I'm asking you where.
Bro, do you want me to literally just type into Google?
Yeah,
Be-
say where. I'm asking you where.
Okay, so do you just
Google
want
it.
hold on? Do you just want stoplights everywhere then?
Huh?
Do you just want stoplights everywhere?
No, we're saying stoplights or roundabouts.
So you want stoplights everywhere?
What do you want me to Google? You want me to Google if a stop?
You
if a
asked this. It's a stupid question. You asked this.
Dude, if I was homeless, I would sleep. I would create an encampment in a roundabout. No
No,
one's
that's
ever
good.
no one's ever coming there.
Well, it depends on what type of roundabout.
And you can stick out like a little. You can panhandle people like just driving in circles around you, just chucking. So bad.
All right. Well, now that we know that roundabouts are better, we can move
They
on.
suck.
Yeah, it's just because you haven't figured it out.
I can do that perfectly. I can do a roundabout.
Can you imagine Q drives up to a roundabout? He's just
Just straight through. Skip it. Bring it over.
yeah. What do I do here?
Someone just
Oh yeah, they just launched over the top of
Oh, you're probably the person at a roundabout that like holds up the whole traffic because you're like scared to go.
Bruh, grandma over here.
No, I could roll straight to just ride through around.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
so
right.
you're
Roll
causing
stop
more
signs.
traffic. What?
You roll stop signs.
Four. You have 4.
Just throw that out there. Yeah, just remember, I wasn't pulled out of my car for rolling a stop sign though.
Sponsored by Monster.
4. Actually, I didn't roll the stop sign my whole life.
Yeah, that's not what the officer said.
Yeah, exactly.
Time out. Did you just say pulled out of his car?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, I got pulled out of my car.
because he rolling stop signs.
Nope, no, I wasn't.
Because you were.
So yeah. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
Banana-
World needs to know.
Banana Republic.
World needs to know.
I mean, pretty sure
my
He ain't
word.
scared of it. Rochester, New York.
Oh, the-
I'll call him out.
Stop resisting arrest.
yo,
I was put in the back of a car for stopping in the stop sign.
Damn.
also, can we just let the public
That's a
know
heinous
who
crime,
was in
by
your
the way.
back seat?
Connor was in the back.
No, let everybody.
JC was in the
Jay-Z?
passenger seat. JC. And then Connor was in the back seat, but they didn't notice Connor in the back seat. So obviously you can tell by the names what the demographic was in that vehicle.
Yeah.
And so I was the only one that got pulled out.
Oh.
Everyone else stayed in the vehicle.
Okay, Panda Utta for the intro because he has the the airplane.
What was the next question?
The airplane? It's not a
No.
question. Talk footy to me or with me? Dude, this is so disorienting, by the way. I just want you guys to know. This is changing how I talk, for sure. You heard it. when you
Yeah, it's
put it
weird.
on.
It's a weird
So I
feedback.
can hear myself, and then I can hear Chad, and you guys are muffled.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is Talk Footy to Me. We are Soccer Speed. We got Chad. We got Colin. We got Quavis. And we got me.
And Reed is not photographed today, but
Yeah.
he's here with us in spirit.
Reed's working hard. We love Reed.
Yeah,
Reed's great. What do we think about Reed?
Wonderful man.
Yeah.
Wonderful man.
Good man. Good family man.
he's got a nice.
He's a family
he's got a
guy.
good bunda.
He's got, he's got
He's got yeah.
Reed,
Got
guys,
Bunja.
Reed
That's
Reed
funny.
guy.
has a dump truck.
Reed's got enough cake for a family of 8, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Today we're focusing in on sibling rivalries and the other player in your game when you were growing up or post growing up that pushed you, that you looked at for, to be the one that made you better because you're competing. You wanted to be the best. And we got the Kirk brothers, and so we really want to dive into them as they grew up and how they pushed one another and how their father scarred them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Hey, can you also hit the accent again? Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna pull that out.
No.
It's when it comes to sibling rivalries. I think that like for ours, our dad was the one who pushed us in soccer, but like we pretty much wanted to kill each other more than anything else. Like when it came to competition, it was wild because I can remember playing like Monopoly. And like he got Boardwalk and I landed on it.
No.
And I had to pay him like all my money, and I just headbutted him. I just headbutted.
I didn't get no money. I didn't
was
get no
furious.
checks, bro. Just straight headbutt.
Yeah, and I just headbutted.
But
him.
why? Because it's just.
Because it's just like what you do. You just want to kill each other at one point, and it's just constant battling. I don't know what it is about family that does that, but it is. It's just something that happens.
Monopoly.
But when it came to soccer, it was a little different. It was like
What was it?
But I wasn't on your team, so it was like, you were training and playing with other people. I was training and playing with other people. When we trained together, I constantly wanted to kill you and Dad all the time. Now.
That's true. That's true. Let me ask you a question. When did it start for you?
What? When did what start for me?
Just
Birth?
no. Because I didn't start actually feuding with you until we both joined York United. I was always feuding with Bryson because he always was the one that I had to look to for who was better.
York Youth.
York Youth, bro.
York Youth.
I remember just, oh man.
As soon as York Youth started, as soon as we started doing, because remember, I was watching all of you do AYSO, and then you went on to do club soccer, and I was so far behind, I wasn't even at, like,
That's
you guys
sad.
were already traveling and stuff before I was at, like, I couldn't do anything.
So you had like a depressing childhood.
I'm the youngest
So like
one.
you in the stroller, you're looking at him and just
I'm
being like,
watching, like, also my dad played
Now
as
that
well.
you say that.
I'm a
So-
baby. When?
That's wild because you know what? I thought about that when I was a kid too. Like I was like, this is like the worst childhood ever. And as an adult, I was like, we had a PlayStation.
We had a great childhood.
Outside of the competition, were you guys like uplifting of each other?
No.
No, you guys.
No, we
were
always
not.
wanna murder each
So
We were always
then-
in competition.
Yeah, we were always in competition.
We were always constantly in some sort of competition. It was
Okay.
like mentally
I
we
know,
were.
but like within that, was it like, I want to win, I'm better, I'm better, or was it like, you suck, you're not even our brother, you're adopted type stuff?
No, it was all silent.
Well, I
it
feel
wasn't.
like-
Yeah, it was all.
There wasn't
it was
an
a lot of-
out. There wasn't a vocal version of it. It was all like
Can you make something up? What would it
we
be like
would.
if it was vocal?
If
There's,
we were,
this is one that would irritate me to no end. So he was at nationals. We were older when this happened. He was at nationals, and a guy was defending him, and he asked me about advice on what we're actually kind of having a conversation while he's playing. By the way,
Yeah.
he's on the field. And there's a guy defending him. And he asked me some advice about how to like get around his dude better, and I looked at him dead in the face. I was like, "Is he better than me? Because if he's better than me, I might as well not play soccer ever again. That dude is trash." And then Cuevas dusted that dude the whole game.
I was thinking though, so we get like a live example of what it was like for them. Can you guys play Thumb War one time?
I don't think that would be the
No.
thing. If you pull a PlayStation out here and you put on Injustice,
Why? Why that game, Cuevas? Why that game?
because I'm gonna cook you and I'm gonna feel good.
Why not Tekken?
I'll play Tekken too. I don't care.
This
Okay.
dude.
Dial it back. Well, that your story though is that when you would say, because I know it was probably you before Quay, of you actually supporting him, or who
Oh,
who
I'll
started to
say-
support who first.
I'll say like support-wise, it all depends on the situation. Because there's some times where like I'm like, yo, why is he playing like trash? Or I'll be like, I hope he scores that goal because he deserves. Actually, that was.
We never really had like because like
draft.
we were in conversations with other people on our teams and stuff like that. We were kind of looking from the outside, so it wasn't like you were like rah for your own brother or anything like that. Like you just watched them play, and then you just kind of moved on because we knew our dad was going to have the conversation with us. Like it wasn't like you had to add in any conversation to it, right? So like you were just kind of watching from the outside, and you knew the negatives and the positives would come from dad. Like so, we didn't really say anything to each other,
Didn't have to.
unless it was something either spectacular or like really shitty. So it's like, so you just didn't have that. You didn't have to have those conversations. When it comes to like sibling rivalry and competition, I think there's like. It's odd to kind of like think about it as an adult now because I don't think I was thinking about it as a competition as much. It's more like, I guess I was because I was just like, I'm going to be better. My mindset was like, I'm going to be better and I need to be better. But I think it was more of like,
Bro,
I wanted to kill everybody in general though.
I put a shadow up, and he hated being in my shadow.
I hated it.
He hated it with a passion, and I made sure that shadow was cast so big that he would have to do something insane to get out of it, and he did. He did.
I hate
which is
being-
wild,
I hate
by the
being
How
called
old?
Kirk.
How old?
way. When I started casting that shadow,
No, when he got out of the shadow.
oh, 17. Actually no, 15. 15. 15.
He was
Yeah,
like,
so
I was
exactly
drafted
what
first.
No, it's 15.
15.
15
Yeah,
is when
same
I
page
like
about that.
when it went. When I was like, actually, you know what? How old were you when we were in the Netherlands?
13.
13. That's how old you were, right?
That's all I was, yeah. Because you were 15.
When you scored that goal against the Spanish team,
Oh yeah.
and then I yelled at you for
I
making
sprinted all the way across the field.
I didn't
to do a
say
power
it out
slide.
loud, but I was super excited that he scored that goal, and then I was immediately angry
I was exhausted.
that he scored a goal and ran from one diagonal end of the field to the complete opposite diagonal end of the field to celebrate where my team was, and I was like, "What are you
You
doing?"
pulled an Adebayor.
Bro,
Yeah,
and then
full
didn't
slide,
have the
like-
energy, and then didn't have the energy to
I was
run back.
exhausted.
I was so upset. I was like,
But it was
"What are you
like-
doing?"
But no, again, all those times, like they were fun times, but I was a pretty bitter kid. Like when it came to like anybody saying anything to me, I didn't really.
I
I would
find that hard to
fight you.
Oh,
So
bro, he was.
jolly now.
I've gotten so much. Well, yeah, because like you
has a
you
wife
kind
and
of
a
grow
kid.
up and yeah. But for me, like when I compete, it's different. When I'm actually playing the game of soccer, like even when we were playing like over 30s and stuff like that, I'm very competitive. Like I don't care how big you are, I'm gonna fight you if you kick me.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna fight
And
you.
not just that, I to add my 2 cents to that, because I'm still playing, I want people to, like my opponents, to leave the field like depressed.
Gutted, right? Yeah.
Just not just like I'm worthless. I'm old and useless now, and I lost, and I want to ruin people's weeks. But that's on the field. We get off the
You get up
field,
and be like,
I-
yeah,
I-
dapping
I-
them up, like
fine.
having a
and
good
then I
time.
pull them in tight and I whisper, "Yeah, you suck."
Like that should. That's that crazy, that right there is
That's
wild, by
so
the way.
good.
But at the same time, it's like everybody has that mentality. Because that you want the next time they step on the field, there's always that heavy doubt they have.
Yeah.
You want them when they see you, like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
got that dude again.
But I think like that, like when you have siblings and things like things of that nature, it kind of varies because like some siblings don't play the same sport as you, or some siblings don't like even like you're in a completely different field. You're in the arts or something else, and you're trying to like your competition isn't for your sense of yourself. You're competing for like affection of a parent or affection. You know what I'm saying? Like of like peers at school, and so like it becomes dependent on I would say where you each are in life, how old you are, the age gap. There's a lot of different things that filter into this because like
2 years apart.
Yeah,
Athletic,
bro,
that's
it was-
playing the same sport.
yeah,
I'm not
that's a
gonna lie,
different beast.
it was always the next step to get better. It was always what was after you do this, what's the next step after that to get better? If you got that, what was the next step after that? And then the next step, and the next step, and the next step. Till you couldn't do anything anymore. That's basically what it was. And like even playing like, I would say playing over 30s, same thing is like, you gotta win a trophy. Like that's why you're there. I'm not gonna show up every Sunday not to win a trophy. That's crazy.
Okay, let me ask a kind of a. Don't take this in a bad way, but let me ask this question. Do you guys think you get to where you get to if one of you didn't exist?
No. Me personally.
Yes, with the same father, 100%. 100%. It didn't matter. The existence doesn't matter. Somebody.
So
could
if you didn't grow up with Colin and it's
I
just
did
you and
me
your
and my dad, no doubt,
Actually,
because he'd be back
would
there with
you-
us the same way. He'd be
What
kicking.
would he be saying?
Like, what's that?
Bro, my lord. Oh my.
I'm gonna get to that though.
Right in-
Oh my
I'ma get that.
God.
Yeah.
Because
At 8 years old and you gotta win the ball from a full-grown adult. That's wild.
Let's get him on.
But you had to do it.
I'd love to get Sylvan in here because like I want to know
questions.
because again like talking to him as an adult, it's different, especially like having a child and like seeing my dad now is so much funner because like he's got a much softer side to him.
Yeah.
He's so
But like my dad was also like like our parents were like working a lot of time. And so like my dad was like working like night shifts and then still coming out. Like my mom was also working all day and stuff like that, and like coming home and like feeding us and whatnot. And so like they also like you're raising children, so like of course you're not going to be the most jolly, excited person all the time. But like when it came to sports, like obviously they're paying money. They want us to like put the work in and like actually have heart when we play. So like that's like I feel like that's always a given. Like you should be like trying to kill yourself on the field for.
That
So like
was,
I talked to your guys' dad for like 15 minutes at Zeke's birthday party.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to get information out of him.
good luck.
The whole time, this man is just like, oh, yeah, well, you know the
Oh
accent.
my boy.
Well,
He's
let
like,
me-
oh, my boy's
let me tell you,
such
he's
a
like-
boy." He's like,
let me
they-
tell you.
literally,
The
I
sing
asked him-
song.
Tell ya.
I think one of the questions
tell
I
ya.
asked him was like, how hard was it? Like, how hard were you on them? Like, what'd you do to them? And literally, I think his exact words were, "Oh, they had that work ethic. I barely pushed them." I think that's what he said.
I tell you right now, like he
tased
just kind
you
of like
guys.
did these little things to kind of like
Put a spark in you.
yeah, it was like
See,
these
I
little
wanted to know what they
quips.
were because
And it's-
that's how I was gonna motivate you.
I can tell you one right now. I can tell you one. This is a horrible memory though. So we're in the backyard and we had this like play set that was like pretty much like wood. And
It's
then
a
you
jungle
just-
gym our
yeah,
dad and my
yeah.
uncle built and
So
put in
but
our
we would
backyard.
we would just practice passing through it.
Oh, nice.
So it would go through one side and come out the other. And like the deal was, it was like nighttime now. We got like the lights in the house shining on us.
You can't
and
see.
my dad was like, all right, if you make this, you get dinner. If you don't, like, you don't get it. And I was like, oh, I'm not about to miss this.
Dinner's
So I
so
step
good.
up and I hit that. I was like, yeah!
I'll ping all night.
And Cuevas stepped up and he didn't hit it. And I seen
care, I'll ping all
the
night.
shatter of like he was shattered. And he didn't make it. I don't even think it was because of it's partly because of the food. That food was delicious. I'm not gonna lie.
Food is
We
fire.
were so
Just a
mad.
couple of ballpark
But like at
friends.
the same time, we didn't know if my dad was serious or not. Like we thought he was serious. Like he was just not gonna feed his kids if we didn't make it. Well, I mean, now as an adult, that we all know that that's atrocious. He would never do that. But like, that thought in
I
the
think
back of
that's
your
a
head.
good-
But
It's honest to God not the worst thing in the world.
Like
No.
fasting one dinner.
Let me
is
tell you
Or
fine.
like, what was the other one where like we would go like 1v1 and he would like trash talk us?
we went
just
at
get
it.
more mad.
So he and I went at it. We were down. My dad took us out. Didn't matter if it was rain, snow, sunshine.
Yeah.
Couldn't. It didn't matter, right?
Important.
We were down the block at the middle school where we always trained. It's snowing. It snowed already, right? It's snow on the ground. We're playing, and forgot what it was. I think we were just doing 2v1s. And I just couldn't get the ball from the both of them. Just getting dusted, and Colin grabs the ball and I just crack him.
Right.
I just cracked
You
him.
remember this?
Oh yeah,
My
dude.
dad
Like
was
I,
furious.
like
with
I,
me.
I couldn't get mad because I went to fight him in front of my
Yeah,
dad. My
I
dad,
smoked
my
him.
dad laughed. My dad lost.
My dad was so pissed, and
Lost.
like he was yelling at me, and I just turned around and just walked off,
Yeah.
and I just walked back home, and like the two of them, I'm like walking head down, furious. I'm walking home. He pulls up next to me. He doesn't say anything. He just keeps driving like along next to me, and I just keep walking, and then he just speeds off because like. He was waiting for me to apologize. There's
No, he
no,
was just
I
saying
was not
nothing,
going to
dude.
apologize. I was
Shit
furious.
out of me, dude. Just-
And I just kept it pushing. Just walked all the way home. Didn't say anything. Took a shower and just like laid, like
And
went to
Colin was
bed.
already there.
And
Shower.
like,
Bro, I was good.
and he's
Ballpark
he's
practice.
warm, bro.
Bro,
Like,
I
he's
was
warm.
good. I
And
was
I'm
good.
freezing. Like I walked home, I was cold. And like, yeah, it was just like things like that. Like I would just get really
Like-
irritated with. And
the other thing too is like, bro, I made you so thick-skinned.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
super thick-skinned.
I think that's what
like
like
nothing
helps.
anybody could ever say to me would hurt worse than what either he would say or my dad would say. Nothing. The Mike Makovich effect did not work.
How many times did you guys cry from your dad?
That was one of them. That was one.
I had the strangest, based on what you just said, total tangent. Give me 60 seconds.
Go ahead.
Time out. Let me start the clock.
Okay.
I'm cutting
And
you
give
off
me
at-
15-second updates.
Okay.
Ready?
15-second updates?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, ready, go.
Okay, so there was an issue. I have a niece. She's 12 years old. There was some talk about some bullying going on from a kid on the bus. I got really upset. My sister, brother-in-law got really upset. We went to that kid's house. We were talking with the parents. There was this big, thank you, 15 seconds, this, conference at the kitchen. And we're saying, hey, this is very not nice what your son is doing, yada, yada, yada. The parents are there. There's an aunt and uncle there. The brother's sister's there. So there's 20 people. And okay, I don't need the updates. Just cut me off.
You
at the
said
end.
every
Anyway.
15
I know. I hear it here though.
I know.
And then the dad goes off on this sporadic thing. He's like, "There's nothing. I grew up getting bullied. There's nothing that you can say that would ever affect me. I call my son. Look at him. He's a shrimp. He's a little tiny shrimp. This is how I prepare my kid for the world. I'm gonna say all these things to him at home so that when he steps out, there's nothing that you can tell him that." I was sitting there shocked. I'm like, dude, this is not how to raise a kid. You're ruining his self.
That is not how to raise a kid, and thank you
should
for
I-
your 1 minute
But-
story.
But when
that-
you're thinking in the
but-
back of your
but I'll
mind,
say that.
should I fight this guy?
Our
dude,
dad
I might have
never,
to-
our dad never did that.
Yeah, that's
He
what-
never
yeah.
did that, and everything, any criticism he had was always soccer related.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
never
yeah. Yeah,
about
no.
our character. Well, with the exception of when we tried to kill each other, that's when it was a little character thing. But,
Was there a knife involved?
There's always
that was
knife
other
involved.
stuff. That was other times. That was not soccer
You can't say
related.
there wasn't.
That was not soccer related.
If you weren't chased by scissors or a knife by your siblings at one point,
If you didn't have your hair cut off by your sibling, well, you have to have hair, I guess.
Wait, but his was voluntary. I just messed the haircut up.
Yeah, that's true. That was true. That's true. Shit happens.
I was gonna say, I don't think I ever cried from my dad ripping on me, because I feel like you always, as a kid, just get that stone cold face of you're just taking it. You're just
or you just have a
Yes.
good dad, dude.
Remember the car
Did
ride
you?
home from the hat tricks?
My dad made me friggin'
Oh yeah,
weep
you do.
after
When
games.
okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
But then I would
Scored 3 goals.
I think I
scored 2.
cried when there was a couple times I remember I just went off on my dad,
Uh-oh.
but I would be in full on tears when I was going off on my dad because I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know what's about to happen to me for doing this,
Fear.
but I'm just it's
He just gave you the anime.
I was
smile.
gonna say you ain't never got that backhand before. That's why
Yeah.
that's why you went. on
But I
that
just
tangent.
remember I was just because for me it was I get home from school, and so I got home from school at 3:45, right? And if I didn't have practice on a day, or if I did have practice on a day, my dad get home sometimes between 5 and 6. And when my dad got home, I hadn't gone for my run, done my soccer workout, and finished my homework before the time he got home,
This is manufactured success right here.
like I was in trouble. And there was a few days where, I just want to hang out with my friends. Apparently you're not allowed to have friends as a kid. Wonder why I'm so awkward now. I
life
pay
of a Hitler
people
Youth.
to be my friends. What did you say?
The life of a Hitler Youth.
Oh, Jojo Rabbit.
But there was a couple times where it's like I just was like, I want to go hang out with my friends. Like I'm just
Yeah.
going on, and it's like when I'm like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
so
like
it's-
not a kid. You're kind of,
Hitler Youth. So,
Yeah.
but that's
Oh, it's got the greatest weapon
like it's
song,
just like
too.
yelling. I don't even know if you'd say it's crying. It's just like
Yeah.
tears.
Were you
but
also like
yelling.
on your
You're just
feet?
frustrated.
You're not sitting
Yeah,
down.
I'm on my. No, I'm not sitting down.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a
And-
little loud, I guess.
And kind of like on your toes. A
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. Like
Just
ready
in
to
case.
run.
Just in
Yeah.
case
If I
you gotta
gotta run.
dodge.
I think
Yeah.
there was one time I straight up ran.
There ain't no way that would ever happen. Here's the thing.
I did. I did.
Sylvan is a
He just said
martial
he
artist.
did.
I did, and I wasn't fast enough.
He's a black. He's a.
I was not fast enough.
Our dad's a black belt.
You can say
in
whatever you
martial arts.
want.
I can see you blushing.
He's also
Bro, I
in the
was-
military.
Oh yeah.
There is
can't
no
see him
chance.
blushing.
I would
Oh,
say
I
I went like
lit up.
I just sucked my teeth once. I went just did that one time. And the backhand came so swift.
The disrespect.
I was like, "Excuse me, that will never happen again, sir. I'm gonna go lay down."
Yeah, I gotta go take a nap.
Yeah,
So, hold on.
And okay,
To you. So what was your competition growing up?
what was my competition? I mean, I remember like,
We have fun though.
well, basically till I
Yeah,
was
fun.
like 10.
Yeah.
It was like, because you guys remember, like before you were 10, it was like all the teams. There was no like, oh, this team's amazing or blah blah. It was like all the teams were
were.
just
Bunch of idiots.
bunch of
We
idiots.
were.
So it was like if I didn't have like 2-3 goals a game,
Yeah.
then it's like it's not like it was just like myself. I'm just like I'm out there and I'm
Yeah.
like I'm getting 2-3 goals.
Yeah.
Like that's it. But there was this one kid which I really upset actually in high school he became a druggie.
Oh.
But like he was probably the most talented kid I ever played with. Like he was the type of kid that was like mental, like he would just like he's the type of kid that like he slept with the ball, he like everything all growing up.
Yeah.
And like it was probably around like 12, 13 where like you could just see the difference in him like from all of the years like from 8 till 12 and I
Yeah.
played with him all those years. But it was like if he wanted to like he could do
Yeah.
anything he wanted with the ball, but it was so calm, so smooth.
Yeah.
He was number 10 and like there were some games where it's like it's a close game and we were just like dude, can you just like
Do
go?
so. Yeah.
And like the thing was he wasn't like super fast either. So it's like he just literally like moseyed through the field. I remember one game specifically, like it's 0-0 and like there's like 10 minutes left and we're all just like, dude. And he just moseys through the field like so nonchalant and then just passes the ball in the back of the net. Doesn't even like rip a shot or anything. He's just like, no, I'm just gonna kind of go through everybody. And then just passes it in the back of the net and then just kind of jogs back. So like he kind of became my competition, but then like in high school, I remember like he just fell way off because he got in with a bad group of kids and like he just started doing harder drugs and didn't even play soccer anymore by the time his senior year hit. And I'm like he was one of those guys where I'm like, you were gifted, like you could have gone far. But and it really sucked because his dad worked for Gatorade, so he used to always give us like free Gatorade like before it came out. Like, dude, I had Propel sachets
Oh,
before
nice.
they even
Propel
were a
was so
thing. He was like,
Bro.
he gave my dad like 10 boxes and we're like, hey, these are the 10 flavors. Have Chad try them. Like,
Yeah.
let us know which ones your favorites are. Like, so I used to get
Oh,
stuff
they
like
knew
that
how
all
to
the time
market.
from Gatorade.
Yeah.
But he was probably the kid I looked at and was like, oh, I gotta, even though he was a completely different player than me, because like I was just fast and I was the only kid that had a left foot because I was a lefty. But yeah, he was probably my competition. And then like junior, senior year and whatnot, like Fire Academy, Match Academy. I feel like at that age you don't necessarily have a certain person where you're like, oh, it's
Well,
just
you're
like,
going to war every
yeah,
every
everybody's
practice.
good.
Every
Everybody, you're like,
game.
you're just fighting for everything.
Well, so along
Right.
those lines, in Fire Academy practice, there was a couple of, I don't want to say. I feel like if I say anything to like boost myself, I mean, you'll jump on it, absolutely.
No,
you
no,
guys
go
will
ahead.
just laugh.
Go ahead.
It's
'cause
hilarious.
it's-
No.
Yeah, go ahead. 'cause
I
we
was
love
I
that.
was lightning fast. I was like top 2 or 3 fastest on the team.
For your height.
He was way
Okay, God damn it. He was right, too.
right into that, didn't you?
He was.
I
was
knew
right,
I'd have
like-
a comment. I knew I'd have it.
Um,
But no, you were fast.
and
yeah.
there was I can't remember his last name. It was Danny something. He played at Notre Dame. I don't know what it was, but and he was like known as fast. I had all the tools, but he was just like lightning fast as well. So I was like, now I just want to edge him out in the speed. This is my competitive mind. I just want everybody on the team, because I hate when some like coaches and players will be like, oh, that's like our fast guy, or that's our this guy or that guy. Like, now I'm going to show you that he's not our fastest guy, and just take away the only thing that he's got, even though he's my teammate. Like, I want him to succeed. I want him, but within practice, like, you're king of your domain. So we had a practice where it was like we're doing like races without the ball, et cetera, and I just smoked them in every single one. And then it was like no long, like it kind of like affected him. He's like, oh, there is something, like I'm not even the fastest player on my team, even though most games he goes out and he's like,
The quick guy.
yeah.
That just means you were better at other things to be recognized as.
No, I was
That's like an actual compliment.
faster with the ball than without the ball.
I was just trying to give you a compliment.
No, thank you. That's a weird way to come. No.
Backhanded compliment.
So to answer,
It wasn't a
this-
backhanded compliment. I was saying, like you were saying, if you're known for something on the field, usually the guy that's trash, they say, oh, he's the fast guy.
Yeah.
But it's like he didn't have to say that about you because you were actually good at more than one
Thank
thing.
you. Thank you.
Like 2 things.
2.5.
How long?
So, I didn't have brothers. If I did, that would be crazy. My sisters they're 3 years older than me. They're twins, and they played soccer. They were really good. So they would just crush me until I grew a little bit. So that was fun, healthy competition. But then it was friends. I had a lot of close friends. They're friends that, like, we spent time playing, like, all those hours that I say that I was on the field in the summers, or like 4 or 5 months out of the year, 10, 12 hours a day. So it's like creative and whatever, but like we're watching to see like what they're able to do well, because we don't want to fall far behind, or we want to stay just ahead, or we want to take the next step, and then we want them to feel like, oh crap, like he's moving forward, I have to tag along as well. But then it got into things like I have a long time friend, and actually if he listened to this, he'd know exactly what I'm talking about. Middle school, I was to myself a soccer guy, the soccer guy, but I wasn't in club yet. I was playing rec, and all my friends that were playing club were way better than me. And so one of my friends, he's super competitive. He still is to this day. Actually, we play on the Sunday League team together. He wanted to go one-on-one during like recess or something in middle school, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. All I know is to beat a player is like to try to do like a rainbow or something. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not pulling that off. So we're going like one-on-one. He's killing me, man. And I'm like, let me try the rainbow. Barely get up in the air, and he like cuts that off too. And I just got absolutely smoked. And I went home and I was like, I thought I knew how to play this game. It's like, I got to figure this out. This can never happen again. A couple years later, I'm you don't wonder at the time. I'm at his house, and we're like in the front, and like they've got the thing that covers the driveway in the front. So there's like pillars with like this low wall here and there. It's like an octagon of space. And this kid, ping, touch, pass, boom, 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 nonstop. And I'm like, oh, this guy is out here going crazy by himself. And I had a similar version of that, but then I jumped in there doing that stuff, and I was like, oh, this is how people work. And so I took that step.
I didn't even think about, like, that sounds so much fun now. Like, why did we not get our dads to just build a wall around our driveway as kids?
Well, it takes money.
Yeah.
Because at one point, if you have a brother, he'll convince you to play soccer golf, where you can just chip soccer balls over things. And then at one point,
trash cans.
Yeah.
at one point you'll be like, yeah, you can just chip this ball over your dad's truck. And you don't. You smash the side of your rear with the first fucking hit.
Yeah, what happens when you're not good at the game? You get in trouble.
Wait, did you break the window?
Bro, I got in so
Shattered
much trouble,
it.
bro. It was
Shattered
beeline shot. Like, it wasn't,
Shattered
there was
it.
no chip. It was just a line drive right there. And I was like, Oh, we're gonna get
great
And
days.
what part of the foot do we use to chip a shot,
Oh,
Colin?
God, this is so funny.
we got in so much trouble, and it wasn't like one of us. It was both collective. Like it was no.
Wait, you got in trouble for that?
We're
Of course
both
I
idiots.
did,
Because we're both idiots.
Because it was
He
like
probably
none
got
of
in
us
more
should have been
trouble.
hitting balls out there, and it was like,
Oh, I know.
Nobody would be
He's the younger
stupid
brother.
enough to
He's
just.
the younger brother.
But nobody would be stupid enough to just chip it right into the window. So he's probably thinking, like, oh, his brother probably got him worked up.
That shit was like,
Yeah.
boom! I was like, oh, we in trouble.
Yeah, we did some stupid stuff as kids, but also like what cracked me up. My dad is like, he didn't care where we practiced. He was just like, we're gonna do this practice. And like one time,
Well, the basement.
no, we were in the living room. We were in the living room, and my mom had like these like glass terrariums. And she's like, "Don't be knocking the ball in the living room." And my
Yeah.
dad's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Like, we'll be fine. We'll be
Time
fine."
out. Can you do your father's accent?
He's like,
Don't worry.
Verbatim, exactly like that too.
he's like, what did he say?
He's like, you worry too much.
He's like,
oh, I
George,
got it under control.
You're worrying for nothing. You're worrying for nothing. and I'm like, Dad, Dad, are you sure? Like his mom, like, she'll be mad. And he's, no. So we're knocking the ball. We're passing the
He's
moving.
probably in the doghouse.
And
doing
I
it.
just passed him the worst ball ever, and
He
it
wasn't sponsored
shatters
by
one of her
Blue Chew.
terrariums, and dirt just comes pouring out of this thing. And I hear my mom's footsteps from the back room, and she's had these ankle braces, right? These jingle.
Time out a second. Did you guys have a pet snake?
No.
No, they had
But we
termites.
did. But I had 2 chameleons though.
That's
Peter
fine.
Dragon.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, sorry.
I
please
would have had a
continue.
snake if she let me. But like, but now it was just like these like for like with plants in them, and it shattered, and the dirt just like poured out onto the floor, and she was fuming, and I was like, I'm leaving because like I was like it was my fault, but I said, are we sure? I was like, oh man, that was. But yeah, no, it was just funny with the stuff. Like
Actually,
it didn't matter.
Piggyback off what you said, I think a lot of like once you hit a certain age, and you see kids that are like really really good, you don't see what they don't. A lot of kids don't see what those kids do.
Yeah.
So like, he and I would just go out sometimes just hit balls, like
Yeah.
hit long balls for like hours by ourselves, or we'll just go play either with our dad. A lot of kids don't see that. So like by the time we hit high school, we're just miles apart from everybody.
Yeah.
And then it kind of clicks to them like, oh, we see them practicing every day. We probably should have jumped in.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
used to do 1v1s in the
So-
6-yard box.
Oh, that
and
used to
just
be
kind of kill each other.
Dude, you
so
need to
much fun.
have another son already. Like, you guys gotta.
Yeah.
So they can battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
But yeah, I
this
think-
is for Zeke, bro.
Or, I mean, it doesn't matter if son or daughter, like, they're going to jump in there and battle each other. Like, it's just going to be a natural, like, I think kids should always have a natural competition with and a healthy one with their siblings. I think parents should step in if it ever gets toxic and gets, like, really bad, but it should be a natural competition with each other, and they can battle things out. And if they start screaming at each other or whatnot, have them talk through it or whatever. But like, to be honest, I mean, he and I got into a lot of fights, plenty of them. It just happens.
It
I hit him with a
just
D
happens.
battery one time in the eye.
Hit you with a Power
He
Ranger.
hit me with a big plastic Power Ranger in my face. He hit me with a shovel
Which
too.
one? Red?
White.
Give me the White Ranger.
White Ranger.
Oh,
That's
he was
racist.
dope.
Raises hell.
I knew my head was there. That one. I saw the way you were. I was like, oh, he's going.
Oh
It's
god.
literally called the White Power Ranger.
Yeah. Was there a Black Ranger?
Yeah, and he was black.
Yeah, but I didn't hit him with the Black Ranger.
Red Ranger was my favorite, and then the Pink Ranger in the movies. She was cute. All right, thank you for tuning into Talk Footy
Footy. Is it with me or
to me.
at me?
To me.